Or Mike, you want to announce anything?
We have a new name, boys and girls. In full transparency, which is far better than Keys and Garbage. So we've rebranded. We're cooler, better, faster, leaner. Less expensive. I don't know.
It's always expensive.
Everything's expensive.
Yeah.
Everything's expensive. So we got the whiteboard with nothing behind us, so our docket's a little clear. Our guest was thinking it was virtual today. So we have to push him back.
So he is super virtual.
He's super virtual. It's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a good conversation.
Oh, for sure.
In
Yeah.
3 weeks now.
Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it.
Anybody that's high
I'm
ranking.
looking forward to next week.
Yeah, next week should be interesting.
Little quick drop on next week. Looking forward to next week. It's gonna be fun with Trey.
Do we say that Trey Serrano's our guest next week?
That's right. Trey, looking forward to talking with you.
If you punk us, we know where you live.
Dude, prior to jumping on, we were talking about what we're gonna talk about today, and we couldn't really. Just got up. We're all over the place today.
Yeah.
We're all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of. I was kind of geared up to ask somebody that was high ranking in the military a bunch of questions because that's fascinating to me. And now I'm like, oh, well.
Well, just save them. Just table them.
Yeah, they're tabled. Yeah, because, I mean, you were in the military too. So.
I was, as they say, I was a buck sergeant. So a buck sergeant is an E5. And at one point in time, that was what we were paid $1 a day. Thus, a buck sergeant.
That's pretty funny.
So that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been out of the military since 1993. So put that, I just dated myself.
Dude, how old are you?
I'm 56.
Oh, so you're not even that old.
Yeah. I only did one enlistment, so I mean, it's not like.
Yeah.
There you go. One more than I did.
Yeah.
So in honor of our Command Sergeant Major guest, I wore my Army shirt today, but he's not here.
Yeah.
But I can pull out in 3 weeks. It's okay.
Yeah.
Once every 3 weeks, I can wear the shirt.
I feel like you have a bunch of shirts. Yeah.
Well, see, my wife signed up for Grunt Style, the Member of the Month Club.
Yeah.
So I got a shirt a month for like 3 years. So I've got literally 40 Grunt Style shirts. So I'm a walking billboard for the Grunt Style.
There you go.
I hear
There
we
you
have a
go.
store here in town. I've never been there.
I didn't even know they had one. I thought it was all online.
No, they have a store here in San Antonio.
That's.
Well, speaking of that, I had an epiphany.
Hey, can I? Speaking of grunt style, can I wear a grunt style shirt, or is that like? Because I mean, I'm not military, and
No, I mean, I don't. It's not like stolen valor. You're not like saying.
but I feel like if I wear it, like people will just assume like, oh, he served.
You're just
You
opposing.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and
maybe it would be a pose.
it's like the cowboy hat thing, right? Where it's
Yeah.
like I don't have horses, I don't have cows, like I can't wear this hat.
I have a ranch.
I don't have a ranch. Yeah,
I don't think an acre counts. So
yeah. but yeah, I just
maybe it would be. I never thought of it that way. Okay,
Yeah,
you'd be a
I-
poser. Never mind. You can't wear them.
Yeah, I don't think I can like. I think the stretch is the military city shirts that you guys have.
Oh.
I like those shirts.
I don't think that's a stretch.
It is a little stretch because people come up and they're like, "Hey, you like where did you serve?" And I'm like,
I didn't.
I sell insurance.
You're like Red Lobster. That's where I served. I served at Red Lobster for 2 years.
It was brutal. I got hazardous duty pay. There's lobsters coming at you. It was crazy.
It's like crab cakes for days.
Yeah, no people who don't tip. for
Those
days.
delicious Cheddar Bay biscuits. I still have some PTSD from those.
People throwing them at me.
I swear I'll never eat another Cheddar Bay biscuit for the rest of my life.
I mean, I believe it because back in the day when I was doing all the restoration and carpet cleaning, we used to clean all of fast food chains restaurants here known for dipping tacos in hot grease for 99 cents, 2 of them, and I after that swore to myself I would never eat at that restaurant chain again. Because it's not because it's bad. You just
Well,
it's not that I even see anything bad. It's just like you just get so
Gross
tired. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just get so tired of seeing the same stuff over and over again.
so they
And
had
eating it all the time.
they had an employee deal, right? So it was $2, and it was a deal. You get a soup, a salad, as many biscuits as you wanted, right? And so that was what I ate on like a
That's like healthy.
yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Soup and salad.
the
They
biscuits
call
are not
biscuits, though,
the
but-
biscuits are not healthy, and so but I would eat like 1 to 3 biscuits a day with a soup and a salad, and it's like for the life of me, I could not eat any of their soup or salad or biscuits from Red Lobster. Red Lobster's not bad. I mean, like I don't think it's awesome, but it's like I could go there and eat something. I can't eat any of that.
Well, it fills a void.
Aren't they
what
done?
Yeah.
It fills a seafood void for people. I mean, better than Joe's Crab Shack, obviously,
Yeah,
because are they even around anymore?
Yeah, they're still around.
are they?
Yeah.
Well, I know Red Lobster filed Chapter
Yeah.
11
Well, they're
recently. They've been sold off so many times though, and
Hooters is on their way.
yeah, I mean.
When's the last time you went to Hooters?
Monday.
But they do have a pretty good special. It's buy one get one. So you buy 10 bone-in wings and you get 10 boneless for free on
So it's
Mondays
like-
and Wednesdays.
Mondays and Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is, probably the reason why they're on their way out. It's just a money grab.
And it's kind of funny because that's about the only days that we will ever go. Is oh, are you in the mood for wings? Oh, okay, Monday or Wednesday. Yeah, I'm in the mood.
So a boneless wing is awesome. A bone-in wing is a waste of time.
See, I completely disagree. We've had this conversation before, though. Yeah, like
I mean, so basically, the chicken wing came about. They were looking to like, we've got this wasted thing. What the hell do we do with it? Because it's waste.
it came about because there's a bunch of drunk people in Buffalo, and they didn't have anything else to eat, and they just threw some of those in the fryer, and it was like, cool.
Bam! It came out.
You know who has good boneless wings though? Wingstop.
I do. I like Wingstop's boneless. I like Wingstop's bone in too. I mean, like I think Wingstop is. I feel like
it's
they're
they
like
specialize in wings.
well,
Imagine that.
well, I will not ever go to a couple of places around here, and I should probably not say their name, but I'm going to bash them. Like Buffalo Wild Wings, I do not understand how they are still in business.
They're really expensive too.
They are super expensive. Like Pluckers has some good wings,
Yeah,
but
Pluckers
it's like
they're hot.
but the last time I went to Pluckers, I was like, man, I feel like I just went to a steakhouse on the price of the bill, and I'm like, this is wings. Like you guys are kind of overdoing this. Like it was expensive.
Buffalo Wild Wings has bad ranch.
They have bad like
If
I
you
just
I don't like their ranch, so we're out. I'm
yeah.
out.
And like
I don't like ranch, so hey.
and then I'll throw some shade on a local or somewhat local, the Wing Daddy. About 5 or 6 years ago, they were good.
They were awesome.
They were big, beefy, meaty wings.
So Wing Daddy's is slimmed up.
No, yeah, I won't go back there anymore.
That's too bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, Hooters, Twin Peaks, and Wingstop. That's about the only spots I can get my wings now.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. They're going to be pretty busy this week or this weekend with March Madness
Oh, dude.
Nothing says
Coming on.
basketball like wings
and beer.
So
and beer.
I
I actually have friends. Like, apparently this is a big deal. Like, I have friends. You always hear the story like, hey, if you're going to get a vasectomy, get it this week because you just sit at home and watch basketball. Like, yeah,
I've never heard that. We have now.
you know the age-old saying.
yeah.
If you're gonna get a vasectomy, make sure it's in March for March Madness.
Or during the Masters. Or during the Masters. Like, depending on what your
That's awesome.
favorite sport is, right? But like, everybody and their grandma's doing a bracket for the most part for March Madness. You don't have to know anything about basketball to do one. Anybody can win. We've seen that over time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got buddies that go to Vegas just until like Saturday night or Sunday just to watch the next 3 days of March Madness in Vegas because apparently that's like fun.
So, I think I talked to you about this last year. I was watching this. I can't remember who it was, but they bet $100 on every single underdog, and they end up winning thousands of dollars every year. And I'm like, man, is that even gambling at that point? If like every year, like you put $100 on every single underdog.
So how far does the underdog have to go? The whole way?
No. Just each game you bet on the underdog, and so. I mean, you have to come up with a bunch of money up front, but it's like it ends up almost every year. There's the amount of money for the upsets is so great it eats up like all the ones that you lose.
So there's like 60. There's like what is there like 64 teams, and then there's like 4 play-in teams now. So what's that like 68 teams? So that's
So,
I don't know, man. I guess it just depends on how strong the field is.
Right. So like how much money would that be? Like you have to come up with like
So when you say underdog, are we
10
talking
10 to 20 grand or something.
Are we taking the one under?
Yeah, so every single game
Everyone.
that you
So there's
bet.
34
they're not
games.
favored
There's
team.
34 games in the first round.
Right.
If there's 68 teams, there's 34 games in the
Right.
first
So
round.
that's
So that's
$3,200.
Yeah, $3,400 there.
So you bet $3,400, but you figure like there's always like Purdue's always ranked really high and they choke, and the payout on that is just astronomical every time they do it.
We should have done it.
But the odds makers should figure out that Purdue's going to choke every time at this point. So the spread might not be that good anymore.
We should have done it. We should have pulled about. I mean, it can't. So it's $3,400 the first round.
That's just the first round.
So the second round is going to be
Half
so
of that.
so 64. Yeah, 68
Yeah.
teams go to. What is that? 34 teams.
So 16 games in the second round.
Yeah, so like 16 games, 17 games in the second round.
Yeah,
You know, so
and
like,
then
so it's probably what
8 games,
$6,000.
8 games in the 8 games in the
$5,000
third round. Yeah, I mean,
I'll just start in the fourth round. It's a lot less expensive that way.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if it would pay the
No.
same. You know what I mean?
Maybe not.
Because it's like I feel like the first round there's probably a bunch of upsets that like you didn't expect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the numbers are so skewed because it's like you got the 32nd ranked team playing the third or fourth. You know what I mean?
Team.
And then like they end up winning, and like the payout on like the odds are just astronomical.
Yeah.
So it's like your $100 ends up paying you like $1,800 or something like that.
Y'all doing spring break this week or last week?
That was last week. We're done.
Last week for us too. Did y'all do anything?
My daughter worked. Brought her into the office. She was a marketing girl. Did different stuff. My son's got a job now, so he didn't do anything.
Is that why Cristobal took off?
Well, Cristobal is off, but she was making hats. Oh, not that one.
Not this one.
She made hats. She cleaned.
I'm sorry.
She
I usually
inventory.
rep your hats, but whenever we do a podcast,
It's gotta be
I
my
was
insurance
was
group.
made to wear my insurance group hat. So
Yeah, we didn't do anything either. We, my girls are 8 and 5. We're not really going to pack up everything and go to the Texas beaches because they're just crowded as hell. And
Yeah, no. So we never did spring break during spring break with my kids, just because the beach is drunk fest and not kid friendly.
yeah.
No, and-
when and Printon, like I don't know what, like man, not this, like it's just not the same. Like I'm like, hey, you want to go to Slitterbond? Hey, you want to go to Fiesta, Texas? Like, no, not really. Like, God, like what like.
Was Slitterbond open last week?
I don't know, but I just threw out a bunch of places like Kalahari. Like I threw out a bunch of places to like
And
try
she's
to
like,
like
nah.
have. And she's like, nah, I don't feel like it. I'm like, what do you want to do? She's like,
Let's hang.
yeah. She just hung, and I mean, she said she thoroughly enjoyed her week. So like,
I was having this conversation with my 8-year-old last night. Your kids, Mike, your kids are much older than mine.
Yeah, they're 17 and 15.
So, and talking about the transition of, being daddy's best friend to now your new best friend is somebody in your class. And she doesn't quite understand it right now. But she's like, why has it got to be like that, Dad? I'm like, well, because that's just how it is. Like,
You're gonna like, Dad's just not cool anymore.
yeah, it's just kind of funny that, to me, or last night having this conversation and like she doesn't quite understand it yet, which makes me think like she still thinks we're like we're still besties for sure, but here it is, man. We're in second grade, we're about to wrap that up, and it's just a matter of time.
I don't know, man.
It's a matter of time.
Your kids still think you're cool though, right?
Well, I'm still cool, but I mean, I'm just not as cool.
Yeah.
But you're cool until the friend shows up. Then
Well, I mean, so there's now competing priorities for their
correct
time.
for their
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah. So I mean, they'll hang with me for a while, but at some point they're gonna.
I'll be
go.
sure and tell my 8-year-old that later. There's competing priorities for your time. Miss. Hopefully
You can hang with the dad, or you can go hang with your friends. You
Yeah.
go to work, or whatever you got to do.
I kind of just told her the way I said it was just like, listen, like, when we go eat at Whataburger and you know how you go sit with your friend and you don't want to sit with daddy? She's like, yeah. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you don't want to sit with me anymore. You go sit with your friends. So,
I play video games with my kids, and I'm horrible. And in the beginning, when we used to play, we were like, I was horrible. They were horrible, but they got a lot better. I'm still horrible. So now they play video games like, Dad, we're just going to play with their friends right now.
yeah.
I'm just so far.
I've been beating the shit out of
Piss
though
poor.
in Mario Kart because we got a Nintendo Switch. And
Yeah,
so
I used to kick their butt. Now
Yeah.
it's ugly. No.
the 4 of us, my wife.
They lap me, I think. I don't,
So my wife and my 2 girls, every single night, from like 7 o'clock after bath until about 8 o'clock, we'll play like 6 or 7
Grand Prix,
races.
yeah.
Grand Prix, and and it's always clearly between my wife and I who's going to win this thing. But they're getting so much better.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's kind of just become like our evening thing, playing Mario Kart, you know, and it's pretty fun. I hope they remember that.
Yeah, I used to crush them. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Well, what kind of games are they playing though?
I mean, so if they play with their friends, there's so many different games they play.
What system are they using?
So, I mean, most of the games they play are computer-based now. They play Roblox or Doom or whatever is their currently it kind of cycles throughout. They do different stuff.
Yeah.
Doom. There you go.
Doom.
So I remember we had the Nintendo, the original Nintendo. Man, we got so good at Super Mario Brothers because we only had Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3. Didn't have the second one, but we had that one, the third one, and then the Duck Hunt was on the first one.
Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
What was the problem? This is the second time in like a week I've heard somebody bash the second Mario Brothers. Like what happened?
We just didn't have it. I don't know why. I don't know why we didn't have it.
I didn't have it either. We had 1, 3, and Super Nintendo after that.
Yeah.
Like what was wrong with I guess the second Super Mario was a bust. We got to find out.
So and then after that we got a PlayStation, and we only had Tekken 3 and Gran Turismo. Those are the only two games that were purchased for it, and that was like a Christmas gift. And then they released so many other consoles after that, right? And I'm like, we still are just sitting there playing Gran Turismo.
Hey, just so we're clear, there's a whole Reddit thread about why the hate for Super Mario Brothers 2. So
Really?
Yeah, there's a whole Reddit thread about it. So it's real. Finally beat Mario 2. Not a huge deal.
I can't hit home runs on everyone, I guess.
Dude, the Super Mario Brothers on the Super Nintendo was a pretty solid game though.
Yeah, I never had the Super Nintendo. I did have friends that had the Nintendo 64.
What the GameCube?
No.
Didn't have a GameCube.
No GameCube.
But the Mario Kart was about the only thing I remember. Oh, and GoldenEye. Yeah. Do you remember GoldenEye?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, dude,
the game was one of the best Super Nintendo or Nintendo 64 games that ever came out.
Yeah. So that was it. I remember Mario Kart and GoldenEye, and that's all I played. And I just never really got super big into it. And then like Taylor, oh my God, like stacks and stacks and stacks of games, and I'm just like, dude, like you spend your life doing this. This isn't cool. Like this is like what you do, and you don't do anything else.
Yeah.
And
it's funny now because I asked my wife the other day. I was like, "Hey, so where are these games at?" She's like, "You download them." I was like,
Yeah, you don't buy them anymore.
Yeah,
Or you
definitely-
buy them, but just
RIP
now.
GameStop.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
There.
There's no.
Now you can go
everything's
GameStop, you're buying Pokemon cards and plushies and all sorts of other stuff because they're trying to stay alive. But
Well, you know, they had a big stock run back a few years ago.
yeah, I definitely wouldn't. You do a put on them.
speaking, I had an epiphany. I was driving home yesterday, and you ever been to Black Rifle Coffee?
Yep.
You ever been to Chicken and Pickle? What if you put the two together? Black Rifle Pickleball. Would that be a good combination?
Dude, that'd be
That's,
a pretty gnarly.
I don't know how to respond to that, Mike.
That'd probably take pickleball. So if you get a nitro cold brew from Black
Black
Rifle,
Rifle.
and you go out there and
Play some pickleball.
playing some pickleball, dude, you're gonna be
There might be some more heart attacks.
you're gonna be like Andre Agassi out there, man.
There might be some more heart attacks though, because the average pickleballer I think is like 60. You know what I mean? Like that. I think that's the average age. I know we drive that average down
By a
little
lot.
bit.
Well, some of us drive more than others.
But yeah, I think it's crazy to see how the amount of pickleball injuries has wrecked Medicaid. Like hundreds of millions of dollars.
and broken arms. And
Is this true?
It is. Yes,
Wow.
it is true. Well, in like firsthand too. Like, there, a good friend of my dad's. He's 68. Had no business like starting to try to play pickleball. First, like he's in the lesson. First lesson. Towards the end of the lesson, he reaches for a ball to try to hit. Falls backwards, breaks his tailbone. Has to have 3 surgeries. He's not playing pickleball anymore. But I mean.
You know, I have a like a little sports court or whatever, and I think I should probably do that because I bought some tennis rackets for my girls, like just on Amazon as like they're, trying to get them in different things and see what they're good at. They have like some golf clubs and basketball and whatever, like all that stuff like that, soccer. But I should do like a little pickleball, like a
for sure.
thing in my yard.
It's not that big, yeah.
It just just to kind of get them used to that. I think they'd like that.
They would love it. Well, and what's cool about it too is this,
All four of us can do it.
Like, yeah, and it's a game that they can play for the rest of their lives. It's like
I order some pickleball stuff right now.
I wish that I got into golf a lot more. I did golf when I was a kid, but I think we've already talked about this. I was
Lefty, righty, yeah.
doomed for failure. Like, I don't golf with your non-dominant hand.
It's hard enough as it is
My
with the
uncle
dominant hand.
my uncle does that.
I play hockey lefty.
Man, my brother actually golfs left, putts right because he had a right-handed putter that was given to him. I mean, he's not lighting the scoreboard up, but I mean, he is lighting it with strokes. With strokes.
He's like the exact opposite.
Yeah, that's kind of my
score.
That's kind of my point. Is like if you're never going to light the scoreboard up if you're not using your dominant hand. But tennis is another one that would be good for the girls too.
Yeah, so right now with the tennis rackets, man, like they get the idea.
Well, tennis is hard.
Yeah,
Tennis is a hard sport.
But it's more like drop hit for them right now. But that racket comes across like this, so it's like flat. But whenever they get a hold of one, dude, they get a hold of it. Like it's, they're chasing it for a mile. But yeah, I think the pickleball thing would be pretty fun since there's like not a, I don't know. I think they can handle that.
Well, the thing with tennis is you got to get them in lessons and
Early.
Yeah, and so my family was gung ho. Like they sent me to John Newcomb Tennis Ranch. They were like, our kids aren't going to suck at this game if they're going to play it.
They're going to be good at it. They go to tennis camp.
Yeah, that tennis camp was something else. There's a lot of tennis over like a week and a half period, 2 weeks.
That's all you do is play tennis for 7 days straight.
Yeah.
I never played tennis, man. I played baseball and in football and basketball throughout high school. Never picked up a tennis racket.
So basketball, and it's always funny. My mom will say it too. None of her kids were allowed to play basketball because she got really tired during daylight savings time. And so she's like, absolutely not. I'm not picking you guys up at 6. It's already dark.
That's pretty funny.
She's some hard rules. That was one of them.
Yeah, just no basketball. Like,
dude,
so
that could have been your sport. You never know.
It definitely was not my sport. Like I was not. Yeah.
You'd own the paint. Just get in there.
Yeah. No. I love baseball. I loved. I played soccer. I wasn't anything special at soccer, but yeah.
Because it's boring.
Yeah.
These things are going to be at my house tomorrow. I grew up in Mississippi. Soccer was not a thing.
Well, it
isn't.
It isn't. It's like
my girls love soccer.
If you can tie, you know what I mean. Like because once you get like but it's good to play when you're a kid, but it's like once you start like getting competitive and stuff, you're like, wait, like a tie, like this happens a lot. Like I'm out. Like there should be no ties.
There's no ties in real games.
That's what. Well,
there's ties in football.
That's hard to do though.
It's super uncommon to tie in a football game.
It's more common now than it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, my girls do like soccer.
I think they should just go until they finish.
Yeah.
Honestly, there should be no ties.
There should be no ties. Like the whole point.
Soccer's super easy. Just keep doing free shots until somebody scores.
I think yeah. It's like after the what is it 90 minutes? After the 90 minutes, all right, cool. Like we're doing.
So there's 90 minutes, and then there's extra time. And then there's no extra time. Yeah, there's a shootout.
Shootout, yeah.
If it's a real game, I'm assuming.
And then just keep moving the ball in.
Well, but the problem is like in the World Cup and stuff, like they still tie, and then they do like a point system. And it's just like, well, that's stupid. Like you didn't actually beat that other team. You just are going to move on to the next round because you scored more points against a different team. Like I'm kind of like, it's a communist sport.
The guy who coached Reese's soccer team this past year, it's co-ed. There was, I think, 12 boys and girls, and he did an incredible job. I learned more about soccer in this past go round because he was like, "Hey, you got two midfield, you got two attackers, you got two defensive people, and like they're all working cohesively." And it actually, I actually watched soccer on TV the other day with Reese because
And
it
he
was
was going on?
Yeah, and kind of knew what was going on. Like I was going through the channels, and Reese was like, "Oh, let's watch soccer," and I was like, "Okay, cool, whatever." And I was like, and I kind of I understood what the hell was going on for once. Kind of cool thing. Believe me, I'm not playing though.
No, I'm not watching either because it's like, wow, that was really boring to watch one score.
Yeah.
They need to make the goals 5 times bigger.
More scoring then.
It'd be a lot more fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Real estate market heat up over spring break?
Heating up a little bit warmer. So it went from frigid to lukewarm.
Interest rates?
Steady
like
to
it-
slightly better. Getting a little bit better. So they're
feel-
creeping down.
I just feel like I don't know, man. For some reason, I just felt like they weren't doing great, but apparently they are.
So there was a point in time where they were jacking back up, but over the last 2 weeks, they've been drifted down pretty nice.
Even though the inflation reports and all that stuff are like up and down.
So yeah, I think that at some point, if the government stops borrowing boatloads of money, that's good for mortgage rates.
like
There's
it.
less competition for bonds, people. So it'd be more inducement for them to buy them. So that'd be good for us.
There you go.
So
Got a
like Doge, hate Doge. If it does what it's supposed to do,
good for rates.
it's good for rates.
Insurance has been interesting too.
I don't want to talk about insurance.
Yeah.
It did have somebody call yesterday wanting to insure a $14 million home.
What was the premium on that?
When I had it in the past, when it was insured for $10 million, the rate was like $24,000 a year.
It really isn't that
That
bad.
doesn't sound that bad.
No. No.
Because if I use 0.5%,
yeah.
and your policy's way better than that.
But that was, I think that was previous to some of the craziness that's happened.
It was in 2020.
Yeah.
So the world has changed since then. I'm gonna have to go. I mean, I know where I'm going. I know where all I'm going. Let's just say that, because it's not going to be just like a quick quote scenario. I mean, I got to go down there and take pictures of his house. I got to do a lot of stuff, but yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be some work.
It's always fun though.
That's a lot of house.
14,000 square feet.
Bam.
I just couldn't imagine the cleaning bill or the electric bill.
I guess if you can afford it, you don't have to worry about it.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I get. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, man, like that's,
I guess everything's proportional.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
What's like you're probably like with all in bills, like just like doing simple math. If you took a mortgage out and
I can't.
Yeah, I mean-
I'm fathoming the tax bill.
yeah, like you're literally like cranking out like
Let's look at that actually.
you're cranking out $100,000 a month. Like you're spending $1.2 million. Just
We've had a lot of $2 million houses roll through the agency. $2 million
Oh,
plus
yeah.
agencies.
Yeah.
$2 million.
Well, a $2 million house is not what a $2 million house used to be.
right, yeah. Well, $1 million house is definitely not what it used to be.
No.
like
The carriers don't look at it that way though.
I know.
Because it's still $2 million out of their pocketbook.
They cap at 1.5 max. Like your standard,
Really?
your standard national brands cap at like 1.5 max,
Which is
1.5
crazy.
million max. So
Which
we got
has
this
shifted
no
over
man's
the last
land.
couple of years because they used to be 3 million. We had a couple companies that would go up to 5 million without underwriting approval, and then
That's changed.
since 2022, 2023, there's been several companies that have been like, no, 1.5, and then like we might be able to go up to like 2, but you're gonna have to get underwriting approval.
Yeah,
That seems counterintuitive.
And you know what's
With
funny
everything
about
being so much more expensive.
You know what's funny? It's a nice way of saying like, because you go like, all right, I'm gonna go get underwriting approval. They're like, denied.
so the appraised value is not 14 million. It's about a third of that.
A third of that.
Yeah,
It's in Texas?
yeah. The taxes are about $110,000 a year on the 5 mil.
That hurts.
It makes sense though.
I don't want to pay $9,000 a month in taxes.
I wouldn't. I couldn't.
You know, it's kind of funny too because I
think I'd be at church.
It's not for profit. There's no taxes here.
the Hanson House of Christ. Open every Sunday. Nobody shows up.
We're preaching the word, though.
That is pretty funny. That is pretty funny.
Yeah, definitely be at church.
So what's the way with the agenda? Anything?
I don't know what else is going on, man. I mean, March Madness and
March Madness, the JFK stuff. We hadn't really dove off into it.
I think it's just too much stuff to look at right now.
Right. Yeah.
I think there's something there, though.
Oh.
There's something
mean,
there. The grassy knoll.
Bullets don't turn around in midair, so yeah, like usually. I mean, unless you're in a science fiction.
Maybe it's
novel.
aliens. I don't know. Lizard men.
Shut up, Gary.
no, man. I haven't been paying attention much. Stock market's been a ride for a little bit.
Been up and down.
Been up and down, up and down. That's about it.
You know what honks me off? Gas prices. Because the price of crude oil is in the 60s. Like 67, 68, and my price at the pump is $2.90. It doesn't add up.
I thought they were coming down.
I mean,
Oil's come down. Gas prices have not come down. They've gone up. I'm going to picket. I'm going to riot.
I mean, yeah. It doesn't make any. It doesn't make any sense that diesel's more expensive than gas.
Now,
Either.
that I have never figured out.
So it's
There's
like-
less refinement, but
Yeah,
it's more expensive.
It takes less money to
Make diesel.
To make diesel, but let's just charge more for it. Thanks.
Dude, I get gas like once every 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I've just live right over there. And so, like, gas prices are just one thing I just don't pay attention to. Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't pay
I mean, I don't
attention
live that far away from here either, but it is frustrating when you're like,
And now we can't do that stupid deaf stuff.
oh, dude, the deaf is. I actually have to get another bottle of it.
Another jug?
Yeah, another jug.
How much does that burn? Is it like
I mean,
a cup a gallon? I mean, what's the ratio?
I mean, so probably I don't drive that much, right? So every 3 months I got to fill it up.
That's not that bad.
But if I go on like road trips and stuff, it's like I like if I go to Dallas and back in the truck.
While towing a trailer.
While towing a trailer, it burns a lot more DEF. It's still like, I mean, I won't have to fill up afterwards, but it's like it'll cut that like 2-3 months down into like a month and a half. But it's just a pain in the butt.
Is that pretty new? The whole deaf thing.
2013, I think, is when they started doing it. Because I used to drive them in the oil field, and we didn't have any on any of the trucks until like 2013, and I think it was 2012 maybe. He's right around there, but yeah, and it doesn't really make sense, honestly, but whatever. Like,
Why don't they just add it to the diesel?
I mean,
No idea.
I definitely don't want them to do that because then diesel's more expensive even. But yeah, I was offered by a mechanic to jailbreak it, and I was like, nah, let's not do that. So you can get into the computer. Some people can get in the computer and
I wouldn't know anybody like that, but if they're
well, I mean, it's just not worth it to me because it's like whatever. It's like I'll put this shit in every couple months. That's fine, and it's like I think $20 for a jug of it.
3-gallon jug, whatever they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3-gallon, 5-gallon.
Got a lesson in probate last week.
That's always an interesting topic, probate.
Yeah. Short of the long is knew somebody who passed away. My mother-in-law was the executor of the will, which kind of like almost means like, I wouldn't say it means nothing, but it doesn't mean what you think, like I guess what you historically thought a will meant. Or I guess it has value, but like the process is like you got to go probate first to do
So if you have a will, you still have to go to probate court
correct.
to validate that the
Validate
will
the
is,
will.
Yeah.
So it is a good lesson because what you can do to avoid it all is set up a trust.
Set up a trust.
Set up trust.
Because apparently trusts don't have to do that.
Because
But you have to validate the will through probate. So I'm talking to which if we could, which would be kind of a fun conversation later, or we can probably possibly bring her on. Talking to a probate attorney this coming up Monday to further my lesson.
We know one.
Yeah.
Bring her on.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting topic. Everybody's
We
gonna
could,
die.
we could bring them both on and just like have them argue
Dude,
because
'cause they're
nobody
attorneys.
ever fucking has this like we went through this little interviewing attorney thing for our business.
Oh, they always say it depends.
And well, no, literally, I'm over here like just scratching my head on a couple of things that are like super important to me. They all have a widely different perspective on what the law means, and you're just kind of like,
Well, that's why the law's the law.
yeah, but you're like, God, like.
Well, law doesn't mean what you think it means.
Right,
Then
exactly.
you get precedent, interpretation.
you would think it's super black and white. It's like, dude, this is a white table, right? Like this table's white, and then it's like, no,
Well,
actually,
If there's one thing,
it's the absence of color. So really, it's all color, and you're like, what are you talking like?
No, white's the presence of all color.
if there's one thing I feel like I've learned about the judicial system is that it's not black and white whatsoever.
It should be, but it's not.
It's not.
No, but it is super frustrating trying to get some straight answers, and you're like, well, I am more confused now.
Well, they created it.
Yeah.
They created it this way.
So they can make more billable hours.
But more billable hours, possible, but yeah, like it's been created this way where like we just argue over everything, and then it goes to a panel of your 12 Texas peers, and then we have a, well the system went this way in this scenario back then, so now we're gonna do we follow that scenario? Do we follow this scenario? Like it's kind of how the law system works.
It's just frustrating.
It's like a guide. It's a guideline.
It's a suggestion. The
It
law
is
suggestion.
frustrating though.
Yeah. Well, and it's like we always joke in insurance. It's like, oh, that's a gray area until an adjuster gets involved.
Yeah, I remember that is definitely a fact of, insurance is gray except for the person who's cutting the check, which is the adjuster. It's pretty black and white to them somehow.
Yeah.
But
That is true.
it's just all interpretation.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it'd be fun to get both of them on here and just like watch them argue. Like, well, no, I mean, it doesn't really mean that. Of course, then I'm sure we'll get a $1,000 bill for it.
Yeah. The one thing I was trying to, you go back and forth, me being, cheap, I was like, is this something we just do ourselves? Like just, instead of having to hire a probate attorney. And I was just kind of talking through it. And, I guess it all depends on the situation. But the reality is like, hey, you got to let this person know. You got to let these debtors know, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't want to do all that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, you got to show up and you got to do this. It's like, I don't want to do that either. And then like there is a process to it. Like they're earning been led to believe they're earning their keep, their value by hiring them. Because she's just a flat fee, kind of like she looks over the thing and says, "Hey, I'm gonna spend this many hours on it. This is what I'm gonna charge, right?" But dude, it could be pretty hairy because there's not a lot of people that are receiving items from this guy in the will, so it makes it easier. But I guess if you had a family of like 6 or 7. Or a family, and then you had like grandchildren or whatever. Like it could be pretty gnarly.
Well, it starts getting really gnarly when it's like the will wasn't updated too, where it's like there's 6 kids. Well, this one son and 1 daughter died, but they have 3 kids, and then it's like, oh, whoa, okay, this is a little dicey now.
That's the hard part, is keeping it updated.
Yeah.
It's easy to do it, but going back every couple of years, keeping it updated. Yeah. But a trust avoids all that. Just update your trust.
Yeah. I remember Nabby and I a few years ago, probably a few years ago, we met with a attorney, and you feel like you're gonna he gives you a questionnaire to fill out, and you feel like you're on the same page, and then you walk in there, and especially when they start talking about children, what's going to happen to the kids? And like that's where the trains went off the track. It's like, well, what do you mean? Well, what do you mean? Like, and then like you don't really know at the time. Like it's kind of like a punch in the mouth. Like it's like, oh shit, I wasn't ready for that question. you know, and you can't like duck that one. Like the attorney's like, no, we have to know right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, can we, and then so then obviously meeting adjourned, and so yeah, dude, it's a lot. Like you know, it's you know
It's a lot more complicated when you got kids involved.
yeah, it's a lot.
It's not just Allison Sensen who's taking care of the child, how long they're going to be guardians.
Well, and it kind of got confusing too because it was like, oh well, you know, your kids can go over here, or they're gonna live here now, you know, and then it's like, okay, well, we can set aside so much money a year to have this side of the family, you know, fly up to the kids or the kids fly down to them. And I'm like.
Let's not complicate things.
Like, golly, man, like how much are we supposed to do? Well, you know, like, well, how many people are traveling? Like, dude, this is just too much.
What about your pets? You got your pets in the will?
Yeah, dude, for real, dude. It was setting it up. It was. I feel like we made it more complicated than we should have, and was less prepared than I should have been. But you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
But like, I wasn't as prepared as I should have been. So, but dude, this is the truth. I was just telling somebody this the other day. If my wife and I travel together, she is a mess up until we get back home.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. What if that plane goes down? Well, what's going on with the girls?
Oh well.
Oh, she's a mess.
I just tell my kids when they leave for the weekend, Tom
She
Valente.
almost
Tom
canceled.
Valente. If I don't come call him, call Tom Valente. He's got my life insurance. He's got all the assets. Call Tom.
Dude, we went to Savannah, Georgia a few years ago, last year sometime. She was literally like, I don't want to go. What something happens? Like, I was like, well, you don't have to go. I can go by myself because I had to go, and she was like, that's not what I want to hear. I want to hear the plane's not going down. Well, I'm not sure.
Where's that going? Nowadays, I'm not so sure anymore. Yeah.
I mean, was it a Boeing?
Yeah. Like, well, I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah.
I mean,
Safer than driving.
it is. It's way safer than driving.
No.
And soon, once the cars start driving themselves, it'll be much safer.
She's got something up her sleeve right now, though, because she sent me a text message today. Says, "Hey, can you transfer all your credit card points to my credit card?" Which I thought was like, well,
What's going on there? That's kind of strange.
I'm 90% sure we're going back to the Bahamas this year, and so that's why she wants to do all
But
that.
you guys she's fine with the family trips, though, right?
Family trips. If we all four go down, we're good.
We can all go down and burn the flames together. That's fine.
Yeah, we're all four go down, we're good.
Yeah.
Family
But-
that fries together stays together.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we're taking the girls back to Bahamas. If y'all have never been to Bahamas, man,
Yeah, I've never been to the Bahamas. Like we did last year was the first year in like 7 years. We did the Cancun, Cabo, Cancun. I mean, just that whole area, like up and down that coast. I love it, but I feel like I do need to check out Bahamas. Need to check out Puerto Rico.
we Grand Hyatt Baha Mar. You go San Antonio, Orlando to Bahamas, which is like a 30-minute flight.
Yeah, I mean,
max.
it's super close.
Super close. I actually, off subject, I was telling James about this the other day. I was watching a YouTube video of a guy who lives in Florida riding a jet ski, taking his jet ski, him and his buddy, to the Bahamas. Like, it's that close.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like 75 miles. But, like, y'all go check it out yourself. But they just go out there to go fishing.
It takes them 2 hours probably to get there in a jet ski. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not 100%, I can't remember what it was, but it was just the idea that it could be done was just crazy, right? Anyways, Grand Hyatt Baha Mar in Bahamas is like pulling up to a Vegas style hotel. They got, it's got I think it's like a 100,000 square foot casino downstairs, 20 something restaurants,
You have
golf course.
You have me a casino,
right? Golf course. Dude, but they have a 15-acre water park that's
big.
Oh, it's incredible. Lazy river goes around this thing, like one of those big old, like this. I don't know how big it is, but it's like a wave pool and slides and dude, my girls loved it. And the cool thing about it is that obviously there's swimming pools everywhere, right? So the cool thing about it was it's on the beach, so like you're kind of like on the beach in the water park kind of a thing. But they have like these little bungalows and whatnot that you can rent for $200. The cool thing about it was if you rented a bungalow for $200 for the day, you got a $200 food and beverage credit. So it was like free,
Yeah.
essentially, because you know you're going to eat.
Yeah.
So like,
And
dude,
$200
we
easy
had
to
a
eat.
great time. We had a great time. Great enough time. We're going again this year. I told the wife, I was like, listen, let's just go Bahamas again. So girls loved it. I think we're gonna go with another family this year. So we're having a
Vacation's
good
so
time.
easy when kids are that age.
Yeah,
Super easy.
yeah. I'd imagine
They won't
too.
do anything. They don't care.
I would imagine too, like, since my girls are young, they're still like want to have like fun and explore and like kind of you're still seeing things through their eyes a little bit, as opposed to like when kids are like your age, like it's kind of like I don't know.
This is lame, Dad.
Yeah, they have opinions now.
And it's worse when they're polar opposite.
See,
One's
you're-
afraid of heights because motion sickness. The other wants to do everything high and fast. What the hell are you doing?
That's so funny. I remember when we went to Disney World last year too. We were battling the 42-inch because
Oh, yeah.
the ride thing. Yeah, dude.
Come on.
Yeah, I have the funniest picture of one of my girls. She was like 42 and an eighth. Like we threw her on.
She's her hair.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. We threw her on Guardians, the Galaxy of the Guardians, or Guardians of the Galaxy, whatever it's called. Oh my gosh, I have the funniest picture. I'll have to give it to Dom and we'll put it on.
Yeah.
Dude, and it's pitch ass black dark in this and on this roller coaster, and they're blaring some some music or whatever it is, and this thing is just curving all over the place and it's going all directions. And my 5-year-old is just she was 4 at the time, I guess. She was not ready for this, but she enjoyed it. But she was not ready. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. So, man, we had a good time there. So it was funny though because we tried to take him to Kima. We went to Kima Boardwalk last year,
Yeah.
and right
There by Oceans, whatever that is.
yeah, down there by NASA.
Yeah.
And they had a roller coaster. Scarred them. Neither one of both my kids are like, no, we're not doing this.
That's a wooden one, too.
So we had the
fun.
Rattler
My
when
wife
we
and I
were
rode it.
kids.
It was fun. It was fun.
Did you ever ride the Rattler when like that was not even a comfortable experience like years and years ago? I mean, oof. Like
That's an old school roller coaster.
yeah.
None of those plush headrests and things. You just strap it in here and hope your neck don't snap.
Yeah, exactly. That's so funny. Like, here, let's get this hard ass cart and let's put this metal bar over your lap. Like, yeah, don't get hurt. They should be handing out Band-Aids whenever you. Yeah.
What's funny is like they called it the Rattler because it shakes, and you're just like, this is not even like. It's a wooden roller coaster.
When I grew up in Mississippi, man, we would actually we would take like vacations with our families and other families and whatnot to San Antonio.
Yeah.
We would come and we would go to Six Flags. It was a lot of fun back then. Now we live here and I haven't been here.
Oh, for sure.
There.
Yeah, I haven't done Six Flags in years. Prin doesn't want to do shit like that. It's like she'd rather, which is kind of fun. We took her down to the Riverwalk, so we did a couple of things,
So
right?
she's just an old lady in a kid's body.
Oh, dude. She wants to crochet. She wants to sew. I mean, it's just like, dude, like, I don't get it, But that's like the stuff she
She's gonna
likes
pick
to
up
do.
quilting next. Let's do some quilting.
But she liked going to the Riverwalk. Did Rita's on the river, and so. Yeah.
She did.
Rita's on the river.
She did Rita's on the river.
She was knocking the mud out of one.
Yeah,
She got
just so clear. She got a water.
She did not have. Yeah, she did not have a margarita. But no, she had
She had a daiquiri, of course.
enchiladas, and she actually did. I think we did get her like a mocktail, like
Yeah.
like
a pina colada or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a slushy basically.
Yeah.
But
I got a pina colada on the beach. I don't know. I guess when we were in Bahamas, and I was like, ugh. These things are so sweet. Like I know I don't get
You
these
have to
anymore.
have those on the
yeah,
beach.
you feel like you have to have
one
one
on the beach.
And then they had some frosés, and I was like, let me try that too. And I was like, oh, I don't like that either. Yeah, I'll just do it.
cool.
but-
Diabetic coma. There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, it's all sugar, man.
Speaking of diabetic coma, I was out at lunch last week. Just eating away. This lady just falls over out of her chair.
Oh, wow.
Her mom's screaming. I mean, just there happened to be a doctor right next to her at a table, but diabetic coma, bam, right there.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
What's she eating? It's like, don't eat the shrimp.
It was at Demos.
Oh, is it Demos? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Dude, I can get down on some Demos.
I love Demos.
As a matter of fact.
I can't do demos today, man. I did demos 2 weeks in a row, and like instead of just getting the Dyer's plate like I should have, dude, I've got
their fries are so good. Though.
I love their
mean,
fries.
I just yeah.
They
but
get
I
their lunch plate. You get a salad. Look,
I
I'm
feel
healthy.
like-
Salad, fries. They kind of cancel each other
Their
out.
fries are some of the best fries in the city. I mean,
oh man, they're so good.
Yeah.
They just need to bring back that hot sauce.
yes, that Mediterranean salsa or whatever they call it, that stuff is good.
It's gone.
Yeah. For the last 2 years, they got rid of it.
Yeah,
So tzatziki or no tzatziki?
for sure, tzatziki.
I'm all about tzatziki. I know you're not Mr. Purist. Like
No tzatziki.
What's wrong with it?
he doesn't do any sauces.
I'm a sauce, not quite hater, but maybe a sauce denier. You don't need it.
Ketchup.
No.
So like even down to like the minuscule sauces of
He
ketchup?
doesn't dip. He doesn't dip.
How do you
his,
eat your chicken fried steak? No gravy.
No, that white stuff. No. What is that?
So
No.
he doesn't dip his like if we go to Bill Miller's and he ordered the
I just
chicken
don't-
strips.
We just don't keep that stuff.
No dipping of the chicken strips. It's like how do you not dip
Just
that in
fried
gravy?
chicken.
Right? Yeah, it's good.
How do you not dip it? It's just
That's so you go like Raising
And it-
Cane's. I give
yeah.
back the cane sauce. I don't need this.
that's literally the reason why I go to Raising Cane's is the cane sauce. Like
That's
I'm like, hey,
literally why
I need
the
an
Rais-
extra cane sauce.
That's literally the only reason Cane's is as big as it is. It's just because of the
Cane
sauce.
sauce.
Yeah.
Cane sauce.
Oh, they have good tenders.
They do
Delicious.
have good tenders.
They do have good tenders with the cane sauce.
Now, if you go to a place that has a burger has like ketchup on there, it's not going to kill me. But I'm not adding it on purpose.
Are you taking it off on purpose?
No, well, if I can skip it, I'm skipping it.
So,
But if
like-
it comes with it, I'm not scraping it off.
So what a burger, cheeseburger,
No, I need no
just cheese.
mayo. Yeah.
So what comes on it?
They put mustard. Mustard's okay. Mustard's
way.
probably the king of the condiments.
Coming from a guy from Chicago.
Mustard, yeah, mustard. Mustard on a hot dog.
You know, I didn't like mustard until about 10 years ago.
Now you realized.
Oh no,
That's
I
what
get
I
it.
missed.
I don't know
Well,
about the king of condiments.
And the thing about mustard is you can go down a rabbit hole on mustard.
There's a lot of
there's a
different
lot
mustards.
and like you can actually spend a lot of money on some mustards.
It's
like,
almost, I'm like a sommelier of mustard.
yeah,
No ketchup. No
ketchup.
no side. No.
no
Ketchup-
gravy.
No
yeah,
sauce.
like that,
no
like-
ketchup, no mayo, no ranch dressing, no sour cream. What is sour cream, by the way? Sour cream. It's
Good. It's
gelatinous, nasty white stuff.
It's delicious. Yeah.
It's a hardtack
Baked potato.
butter.
Cheese, onion knives,
Oh, you can-
chives.
Chives. Cheese is okay, but I'd rather have it without cheese.
Just butter.
Just butter. Barbecue.
Sauce.
Not if I can help it.
Dude, I will agree with him on that.
Yeah. So the only time I use
'Cause if-
barbecue
if-
sauce
if-
is when the barbecue is not.
If the meat is good, you don't want it.
Yeah.
I get
You're
the-
hiding it. You're masking the flavor.
I get the. I do like vinegar-based barbecue sauces because of for some reason. Like
Sure.
I do like the idea of having like that acidity, especially when you're eating like a fatty piece of meat, like maybe like a beef rib or something like that.
So if I'm eating a pulled pork sandwich,
Let's go to two guys.
yeah. If I'm eating
brothers.
a pulled pork sandwich, I'll put barbecue sauce on that pulled pork sandwich. I have no problem with that because I mean, you know what I mean. It's already probably put some coleslaw and some onion and pickle in there too. So it's like, yeah, put a little barbecue sauce on it. But if I just smoked
Meat.
a pork butt, like there's no, and I don't get it. People drench it in barbecue sauce and like that's how they serve it. You're like, dude, like you just spent
Hours.
you spent 15 to 20 hours smoking that, and to try to get the flavor like just on point, and now you can't even taste it. You might as well have just threw it in the oven and throw some barbecue sauce on it. You know what I mean?
So I'll leave you with this thought. Ketchup was designed
To
to
cover-
hide the taste of rancid meat. So back when they didn't have good refrigeration, they developed ketchup to kind of hide that
Yeah.
off taste. So why would you want to put ketchup on there?
I would put ketchup on French fries for sure. Like that's about the only thing I really use ketchup on. I'm not a huge ketchup fan, but like if I had some French fries, I'll eat it with ketchup.
Yeah, I can definitely vouch for that.
Yeah, that's about.
I know I'm not one of those people who's gonna put in ketchup. That's not putting ketchup on eggs and all that stuff.
No.
Yeah, that's gross. And I wouldn't put it on a burger either. I feel like it's gonna ruin a burger.
If it's a good burger, definitely doesn't need it.
I mean,
Where's ketchup? Like where was it originated? Like
I think it's American production.
is it American?
Heinz 57 sauce and all that good stuff is designed to hide bad meat.
There you go, man. Next week we can talk about ice cream. I can talk about ice cream for 2 hours.
I love ice cream.
We can talk about
Let's
ice
wrap it.
cream.
Let's get some lunch.
Let's go.
Yep. Well, this is the first episode of
In full disclosure.
in full transparency.
In full
Full
Dude,
transparency. I
you
blew it
guys
already.
mess up all the names. He's like, from the My Insurance Guy studio. Like, we haven't been My Insurance Guy in 5
Ketchup
years.
originally lies in ancient Southeast Asia.
Wow. There we go.
Fermented fish sauces were common, and while the tomato-based ketchup we know today was developed in the United States, the roots of ketchup are not American.
Yeah, the roots, well, we've made it American.
We make everything American.
That's
Yeah.
true.
All right.
Boom.
Next time.
Till next week.